What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about what grades Jimmy Garoppolo get for his performance in the Super Bowl in which he lost against the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's see what they have to say about that.
What grade are you giving Jimmy G?
A D. A D. Let me say this. There's only two nice things I got to say about Jimmy G. Play action over a stretch. He hit like 13 or 14 passes. Outside of that, that was a fly-ass black suit he had on right there. That's about the only thing I got the positive to say about Jimmy G, whose performance early and especially late was flat-out pathetic.
So I definitely agree with that. So Jimmy Garoppolo's stats read as he went 20 for 31 for 219 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. So that's a little food for thought.
Last 11 minutes, I think he was like 3 of 12 for like 36 yards, 311, 312, 36 yards. A quarterback rating of 3. Of 3 going up against Patrick Mahomes. I just want to sit up there and say this for the record. I'm not going to disrespect him. I'm not going to disrespect him because, Mama might be white. I'm not going to call him porn star Jimmy anymore. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. Instead, I'm just going to say Jimmy G. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to call him porn star Jimmy anymore. Marcus Spears. I'm going to get rid of that name and I'm going to call him Jimmy Garoppolo. But here's the problem, okay? The only thing that saves Jimmy Garoppolo today was his coach. Because Mike Shanahan, with the exception of the 6 points that New England scored in overtime of Super Bowl 51, Mike Shanahan has been... Kyle Shanahan, not Mike. I'm sorry. Forgive the confusion because we heard about both of them all week. Kyle...
So Kyle Shanahan had no business at that point in time calling pass plays for Jimmy Garoppolo. So they were up by 10 points in the fourth quarter with about less than 12 minutes left. All they had to do was keep running the ball, maybe put some points up on the board, and they were good to go. And, I can't necessarily blame everything on Kyle Shanahan. Jimmy Garoppolo does have to do his part. You can't just go 3 consecutive drives and not put any points on the board. You at least got to get a field goal to help supplement that 10-point lead you have with 12 minutes left in a game. It just doesn't make any sense that Kyle Shanahan would call passing plays. So it kind of starts with Kyle Shanahan and then goes to Jimmy Garoppolo. You can't necessarily blame Jimmy Garoppolo because he's only doing what he's told to do, but at the same time, he has to come through. You have to convert. You have to get the first down. You have to keep burning that clock. You have to get some type of points up there on that board to supplement that 10-point lead that you have, and just didn't get it done. So let's continue.
Shanahan, I'm sorry, the son, okay? The son with the highlights of him on the sideline holding the cord, with his father wearing the headset and following him down the sideline. And boy wonder, he's been outscored 40-0 in the fourth quarter. He's the primary play caller in the 2 Super Bowls that he was in. 7 possessions, not once, not even a field goal, 0 points. But in the end, here's the indictment against Jimmy G. As Max alluded to early. Clearly, they started out the game. Shanahan didn't trust Jimmy G. And Jimmy G spent the fourth quarter showing us why he couldn't be trusted. So all of this noise about Jimmy G and he can get it done and he can go for it.
They pressured him on 8 of 13 dropbacks in the fourth. The first 3 quarters, they only pressured him 3 times.
Let me tell you that.
So Kansas...
Yeah, so there's no excuse for what happened at the end of that game with, starting to pass the ball. But, and there's plenty of opportunities. So defense definitely did their job, did their part. So they got 2 picks off Patrick Mahomes. They caused 3 fumbles, and he was sacked multiple times. So defense definitely did their part. But let's take a quick look at the drives from, this is the first quarter or the first half of drives. So first, Kansas City gets the ball. Defense has them go 3 and out, 0-0. Next drive, San Francisco gets the ball. They kick a field goal. Now it's 3-0. Next drive, Kansas City gets a touchdown. Now it's 3-7. Next drive, San Francisco gets the ball. Jimmy Garoppolo throws an interception, and the score is 3-7. Next, Kansas City gets the ball. They kick a field goal. Now it's 3-10. So at least the defense held them to 3 points off a Jimmy Garoppolo turnover. Then San Francisco gets the ball. They get a touchdown. That's good. So now it's 10-10. Then the defense holds off Kansas City again to keep them at 10-10, and they go in at the half. Now the third quarter starts. San Francisco has the ball. They get a field goal. Now it's 13-10. Then Kansas City gets the ball. Patrick Mahomes throws an interception with the score being 13-10. So the defense of the 49ers got the ball back for Jimmy Garoppolo. He gets the ball back. They get a touchdown. Now the score is 20-10. Then Kansas City gets the ball with about 11:58 in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes throws another interception. So the defense comes through again, and it's 20-10. San Francisco gets the ball, and they have to punt with the score being 20-10. And then Kansas City gets the ball back. They score a touchdown. Now the score is 20-17. Although defense did give up a big play, it was like there was like a big 3rd and 15 play that they converted. But regardless, Kansas City got a touchdown. It's 20-17. So now San Francisco 49ers get the ball back. They have to punt again. They can't do anything with it. It's 20-17. Kansas City gets the ball back. They score a touchdown. Now it's 20-24. Again, San Francisco 49ers get the ball back. Here's a chance for Jimmy Garoppolo to come through and be the hero of the day. And he overthrows, I think it's Sanders he overthrows. And they go out in downs, and it's 20-24. Kansas City gets the ball back. Patrick Mahomes has no problem making it happen. They get a touchdown. At that point, it's 20-31, and it's a wrap. But, there's just no excuse for them having to start to throw the rock when they did. So you have to blame Kyle Shanahan, and you have to definitely blame Jimmy Garoppolo. But he's only doing what he's told to do. Kyle Shanahan should have saved Jimmy Garoppolo from himself, and don't worry about having him pass, having him run the ball, because that's been the bread and butter for the whole game. But I don't know. Let's continue.
City's defense stepped
Hold
up.
on, Molly. Let me indict Jimmy G right now. Do you remember two of the key plays by Patrick Mahomes was him scrambling out of the pocket and running? I saw Jimmy G run out of the pocket one time. I went like this. He can move a little bit. Yeah. He ain't the greatest runner in the world, but he's not Tom Brady. He could move. That was the only time he moved all game.
Here's why.
Please.
Let me tell you the grade I give Jimmy G. I actually give him a B-.
Hell
I'll explain.
No.
That sounds high to people. I'll tell you why.
Yes, it is high.
I'll tell you why. Mahomes is special in a way Jimmy G is not. Mahomes looked off the defense to run the ball in the first half. He was having an awful game, but he was doing special little things anyway. He's special differently than everyone else. Jimmy G was having a very good Super Bowl. It wasn't okay. He wasn't just good enough. He was having a very good Super Bowl until late in that game. Now, he had a crucial miss. I'm not even talking about the Kittle play. The Emmanuel Sanders play, when you get behind the defense, even though there were two dudes, he was double covered, but still, got behind the defense, you have to hit that throw. And if you do, there's a very good chance you win the Super Bowl. And he missed that throw. And sports is what we call a zero-sum game. Mm-hmm. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. There is no in-between. But when you're grading a player, it's not just A or F. Like, if he hits that throw, you give him an A. He just beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He had an excellent first half, and then he hit the throw when he needed to, and it would have been a great throw. He missed the throw. I'm not taking him from what would have been like a B+, A- to an F because he missed that throw. What I will say...
Yeah, but you kind of have to, because this is the Super Bowl. This is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the time to step it up, and you don't make that one play. Everybody knows sports and football is a game of inches. And those are inches you have to make if you want to be a Super Bowl champion, and he wasn't able to do it. So you can definitely go from an A to F if you don't make that pass, or if you make that pass. I mean, it just doesn't make any type of sense. And again, you have to kind of blame Kyle Shanahan, because you should know, they don't really have the most amount of confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo passed on rock, and you can tell by the stats of the last couple games. They've been running the rock like crazy, and it's been working. I don't know why they would all of a sudden start to pass the ball. I mean, it just doesn't make any type of sense. And again, you can't really blame Jimmy Garoppolo because he didn't call it. But again, he has to execute. You have to get some type of points up on the board to help supplement that 10-point lead you have with 12 minutes left in the game. And then when you overthrow your receivers, I mean, it's just out of control. That's out of control. And this is exactly what I was afraid of happening. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo can't get the job done. He's gotten the job done before against the Saints and the Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. But going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, I was very worried about that, and I was very cautious. And this is exactly what happened. Again, I don't know why they decided to throw the ball when your bread and butter has been running the ball and it's been working, and you don't have the most amount of confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo, it just doesn't make sense. But let's continue.
Is he did show for people like me who say it's not just that he's 23 and now 6 in his career. By the way, for a team last year that was like, 3-13, 4-12 without him, as soon as he gets back, they basically can't lose. It's not, but he had something to him, like in the New Orleans game with that Kittle link up. I believed in him under pressure. And what he showed in this game is one of those things he needs for the extra credit he didn't come through with. But you can't erase what he did up until that point. He was very, very good until late in the game.
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, so he was great in the game. We already know. Actually, you know what? He started out okay, but then he threw an interception that his defense had to bail him out again and held the offense, or his defense held the Kansas City Chiefs to only 3 points, which made it, what was it? I think 10-3 at that point. And then they went into half 10-10. So his defense bailed him out at that point. And then there's other times where, like I said, his defense got him 3 fumbles or caused 3 fumbles. They got 2 picks for him. I mean, what more do you want the defense to do? You're completely being set up. You had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes left. I mean, all you have to do is maintain it. Maintain simple 10 points, and you're a Super Bowl champion. But he couldn't do that. He goes 3 and out for, I think, 3 consecutive drives. I don't know if he was in 3 out, like 3 or 4 or 5 plays, and went out. And Patrick Mahomes said, hey, if you're going to give me the ball back, well, then I'm definitely going to capitalize on it because you guys obviously don't want it. So, I don't know. This just doesn't really make sense. So, let's continue.
17-20 for the first 3 quarters.
Everybody wants to reference the Kittle play. That was a 2-yard pass that was compounded by a face mask and a dude trying to be a hero, play hero ball. Listen, I played in the league 11 years, and I'm an expert in mediocre to bad quarterbacks because I had to sit on the bench and watch most of my quarterbacks be mediocre to bad. You can't hide your quarterback in the Super Bowl. They've been hiding Jimmy G the entire year. When I said on this set last week, and I said he was Matt Schaub, that was a compliment. You guys thought it was an insult. It was actually a compliment. He's not an accurate quarterback. And when I look at the play design and when I look at how Kyle Shanahan uses him, it tells me that he doesn't trust him. It's like somebody that you want to punch above their weight class, so you try and gas them up and let them think that they're better than what they are. But then when it comes time to put the proof in the pudding, he can't perform. Whenever you have talking about a play-action quarterback, like a Nick Foles or a Kirk Cousins, it's the play design that's designed to create the windows for him to throw through. When you talk about the elite quarterbacks in this league, like Mahomes, like Deshaun Watson, it's guys that are able to manipulate pockets and throw guys open.
So
Jimmy G has never. I give him a C-, and I'm being generous because.
So yeah, as bad as things went for the San Francisco 49ers towards the end. So Jimmy Garoppolo, like I said, he had that interception in the first half, but there was a while there where he was doing all right. He was probably 10 for 13 at one point. I was like, okay, this guy is doing all right. He's maintaining. He's not being a superstar, but he's maintaining the league, and he's not making any mistakes. So I was like, okay, we should be okay. But then we got to the fourth quarter, and then I don't know what happened. It's like the 49 defense got an interception. They picked off Patrick Mahomes, and Jimmy Garoppolo gets the ball back, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, you know what? We have a 10-point lead. We just picked them off. So let's go and start passing the ball. It just doesn't make any type of sense that they would do that, and it was just downhill from there. I mean, you can see the meter of momentum switch all the way over to the Kansas City Chiefs. But like I said, he was doing all right for a while there. He was doing okay besides the first half interception and towards, 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He was doing okay, so I don't necessarily want to give him an F. But, it was just, I don't know. You really have to blame Kyle Shanahan for the play calling. And then, you have to execute, Jimmy. You have to execute. So, I don't know. Let's continue.
He was doing what he was supposed to do, not lose the game. And I said here last week and said, listen, he's a guy that won't lose it for you, but he's a guy that won't win it for you either. And we thought we were going to be able to hide him. We thought they were going to be able to, if it came down to Jimmy G having to drop back, when everybody knew that he had to drop back, they knew he couldn't go through his progressions. That's why you miss somebody that's wide open, like Kittles, that's 6'5", 6'4", whatever he is, sitting right in your face because you don't have the football acumen to understand what's going on. On the other side, you look at Patrick Mahomes when he got the invisible juice, is because he started to recognize what the defense was trying to do, understand that Sherman was trying to hide and play press Bell like it was man-to-man or cover 3 and hide it, and he caught him slipping. That safety got out of there, and he caught Sherman with that one-on-one coverage, was able to take advantage of it.
The Watkins.
Right, the Watkins play, right? So that's what the great quarterbacks do. The average ones are ones that say, we give them that boys, right? That boy, like, good enough, just don't lose it for us. Jimmy G is a C, bottom 15 of the league type quarterback.
You said C minus.
And also, it wasn't at the point that they needed specifically to start throwing the ball because they were in that type of situation. Like I said, they were up by 10 points with 12 minutes left in the game. They didn't need to start passing the ball. There was no need for it. All they had to do is keep running the rock. And all of a sudden, here comes Kyle Shanahan, wanting to force issue, like, okay, let's start passing. Well, let's start doing, working with the weakest link in our whole team is Jimmy Garoppolo passing, and that's what we're going to start doing. There was no need for it. Now, I can see maybe, you know what, this is the time, it's crunch time. He's going to have to go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I can see that. But there was no need for it. You were up by 10 points with 12 minutes left in the game. All I had to do is run and rock. So, I don't know, it's just all bad. So, let's continue.
You said D. You said B minus. What you got, Marcus?
F. Didn't he lose the game? Did he lose the game?
Marcus.
So you win, you get an A. You lose, you get an F.
Did they lose the game?
Yeah.
Did he have opportunities to make the plays to win the game?
Sure.
F.
He also had opportunities early, which gave the lead.
Like you just said, sports is either the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat.